You're gonna have to go to
Oh,
Hey Lex, can you hear me? Can you go to the main party chat settings and make sure that your audio is allowed to be shared? Let me know if you have trouble finding it. I'll walk you through it. It's on always allow or whatever. Okay, for current party. All right, cool. All right, for we record. So so hey AJ, are you and Rico in the same room? Oh. Uh, no, because I hear his ass pretty loud. Yeah. Do not do that. Why can't y'all just join? Why don't you just join his posse if he's already in a posse? He can't get out his posse. Oh my gosh. Say what?
Go ahead.
all right. Let me see how much ammo I have real quick.
No. Start. Just do regular bounties for now.
All right.
Just because we actually have to communicate for the level 5 bounty.
Yeah, and he has to be alive and shit. So
Let me know when I should. Oh no, obviously you're starting it. I'm talking shit. Let me check YouTube, make
this is
sure.
what episode 6, right? Or episode
Somebody,
5.
I think it's 5, but let me verify. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta check and make sure that the YouTube is going.
BS and BS
All right.
episode. Yeah, it's episode
All
5.
right. Let me verify. Hey Lex,
It's
can you
episode
make
5. I just
Lex?
looked.
Lex, can you
Yep.
talk?
Yeah, it's episode 5.
Yep. Go ahead.
Hey Lex, can you make Lex, can you talk?
I hear echo again.
Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
I hear the delay.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to check
Okay.
the video, but Lex's volume sounds a little. Hey Lex, can you turn up your microphone level a little bit?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me go back.
You know how to find it, right? It's on the quick menus.
Yeah.
Go to sound, I think, something like that.
All right. How's that?
Let me take a listen to it.
That sounds good to me.
Is that better?
Let me take a listen to it. Oh yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Goddamn, why you keep trying to cut me off?
Who?
In the game, bro, in the game.
All right, so Bobby, you ready to start? So I can start the stopwatch.
Yeah, we all ready?
We're recording already. We got everybody's volumes right. Parties in private. We good to go.
Alright, here we go. Yo! We back at it again.
Yeah.
Episode 5, PS and BS.
Yay.
We out here. I got the normal crew, -1. Biggs is MIA again.
Again.
It is what it is. It is what it is. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. We got the original 3. Me, you know me. Steals 1682. My
Flex.
PSN. We got Random Chaos in the building. You know, when he's in the building. When he's in the building, shit usually blows up and stuff like that. You know how it goes.
Hey man,
And,
don't be saying I'm a terrorist or anything like that.
Those words did not come out my mouth.
Alright.
You said it, not me. And and we got Trav.
Almighty Trav.
Nah.
No, I ain't about to say no almighty shit, bro. Okay, you may introduce yourself, almighty, and all that stuff, but you know that self-proclaimed shit. I don't abide by that. You know.
T-shirts coming soon.
Nah, we got King Trav in the building.
We got holy shithead t-shirts coming soon with King
And,
Trav's name on it.
All right.
Today, we got a special guest. That's right.
Hey.
Another special guest is coming in to, help give you guys some good content.
Yes.
Boy, Lex is in the building.
What's up, everybody?
Lex.
What's up?
Hey. Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome.
No problem, man. You know, it's what we do. We bring to the people.
Give us a little rundown of Lex real quick.
Man, I've been gaming for so long. Pretty much got every current gen system right now. I'm mainly on PC, but I love PlayStation. I love the exclusives. I'm excited about what we just saw this week, and I'm excited for everything that's coming up as far as Destiny related.
Yes.
So there's a lot of stuff I want to get into, and I'm really excited to be on.
Thanks.
Well, let's not wait no longer. Let's get right into it. What do you got for us today, man?
Yes.
All right, so I wanted to get through the state of play first, and I wanted to get your overall impressions on what those of you that saw it.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know, the state of play is basically ever since Sony bowed out of E3, we've been kind of left hanging because I always look forward to Sony's E3 presentations. It could be a little much. Some people feel it's like a little overkill, but I think it's exciting. It's different. So I'm kind of like really into that. So ever since they bowed out, we've been kind of left hanging, but they kind of replaced it with a Nintendo Direct kind of exhibition, which they call the State of Play, which is basically a couple of their announcements, their games, what have you. So it just happened, I believe, last Friday, I think it was, or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure. I think it was on.
I thought it was earlier this
Thursday
week.
Friday.
Okay.
Was it?
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
So
I didn't peep it, so.
Yeah, so they streamed it live, and it was fantastic. It was about half an hour.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go over some of the announcements they made, and just run through the major ones that I'm kind of guessing that are our interests, that pique our interest.
Right.
I kind of like that though, because I never really watch all of E3 because all I play is PlayStation.
Right.
So I literally only watched it for that, and then the way they do it, day 1 is this, and day 2 is that, and day 3, I ain't got time for all that shit.
I enjoy that actually. It's like Christmas to me when E3 comes around. Honestly, get my schedule, set my alarms on my phone. I'm ready for it. I remember watching it on G4 TV. If anybody
G4
had that channel, that's
That
real
was back
gaming.
in the day. That was back in the day. Dang.
Shout out to Morgan Webb, Adam Sessler.
Hey.
Oh, look at that.
Attack of the show. I don't know about that.
Some of y'all too young.
But
All right, let's proceed. What do you got?
So they kicked off with what I remember was Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new Call of Duty game.
Yes. The story trailer.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's something I've been waiting for a long time. There's been some controversy on a few websites about the game being too realistic and things like that. I've been putting up articles of that, and I think going back to what Call of Duty was, it was a very realistic depiction of war.
Yes.
And I think that was the appeal.
Yes, it is.
So what did you guys think of that trailer?
I honestly liked the trailer. It gave me that feeling like Modern Warfare when I had it on Xbox 360 when I when I got it with my Xbox, like the tone was, you know, a little dark. It, you know, it had a little, like a lot of familiar faces in there. Like I enjoyed the trailer, man. It kind of made me feel like, oh, I definitely need to pre-order this game because the story looks like it's in the right direction.
All right.
What did
anybody else?
I thought it was. It brings me back to the old Modern Warfare before they started coming out with all this futuristic stuff, which for me personally, it brings me back to the game. I was not a fan of all the futuristic climbing on walls, jumping off walls, and all that. You know, ray guns and
Halo
robots and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I liked it when Modern Warfare was actually modern.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, when it was modern. You know, once they started adding in all the extras, you know, I lost sight of it for a while. But I'm not gonna lie, with this new one coming out, I'll probably be picking it up because it's, you know, it's up there with the new games that I like.
Everything they've been showing so far has been positive. I haven't really seen too much negative on this game.
I played the alpha and the beta, and the whole time I was playing it, that's what I said. I said this game has a Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 feel.
Yes.
They went back to the basics. They brought back a lot of the old school guns. They brought back a lot of the old school kill streaks. I also like how they went back to kill streaks, not just score streaks, because score streaks felt really cheesy, real easy to
obtain.
Oh crap! I'm only like 40 points away. I'm gonna hide over here in the corner and let my UAV get me my last 20 points. You know, it's back to kill streaks. Like if you want that care package, if you want that Harrier strike, that's right. They brought back the Harrier strike, the AC-130 emergency airdrops.
Woo.
You have to actually go get the kills.
Get in the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I like.
Now, for those of you that played the, I think it was the beta that just came out. I'm not really into the multiplayer stuff, but did you guys like what they put out so far?
Yes. Yes. I actually like the alpha 1,000 times better. But that's the thing. Call of Duty, it's always going to be a camp fest. People always complain, oh, all they do is camp. But you just got to learn how to get around it, you know? But as far as the gameplay through the multiplayer, the sharpness of the game, it definitely brought back memories. It was a very fast-paced game. You know, the time to kill wasn't ridiculous, because I know a lot of people complain about that. Oh, it takes 3.5 mags to kill one person. You know, if you aim high and you hit them in the head, they're dying.
Right.
Okay.
And that's how it's supposed to be, you know? So, I mean, it's pretty good.
I think you're in the right direction.
I'm definitely going to get it, but I don't know if I'm going to get it, like, right at the launch, because I got too much time invested in, you know, 2K and
2K.
Now Red Dead again. But I'm definitely going to get it, and I'm excited to get it because it's what we've been wanting.
Right.
You know,
I want to hear what
no,
Lex feels about the trailer. What do you feel about that trailer?
I think, I mean, you know, Call of Duty has always had a quality game. You know, they use a great engine. Their animations are spectacular. Their set pieces when you're playing in game, that arcade shooter, that feel, I love that. This trailer was, in particular, it looked like an Uncharted game. It looked really, really, really good, and really detailed, and really deep, and very serious. But I can understand how. The tone was really dark. Captain Price, man, he's back.
Yes.
And he stole the show.
Yeah.
He stole the show on that trailer. I was, every moment that he was on screen, I was like, oh my God, that's Captain Price, and that's who I wanted. So I'm very excited this game. I think it has potential to be a contender for Game of the Year based on this trailer. Now, I don't want to sound hyperbolic, but I just think that they're really going for it this time. Yeah, I think they're going for it.
Hot take.
Yeah, I think they're going for it, and you know what? I can respect that. I think Call of Duty needed this, and I think you know, between, you know, there's really no. I haven't seen any real solid competition.
Destiny 2, Shadow Keep.
I mean, but that's his own thing. I think that's his own.
We're talking about Game of the Year, though.
That's not in that style of category. That's not in that category.
I'm not saying that it's not the same type of game, but we're talking about Game of the Year.
We'll
get into that Destiny stuff. We'll get into that Destiny stuff. But yeah, I loved it. I'm gonna definitely get it. Like I said, I'm always about the campaign. I'll spend $60 for an 8-hour campaign. It's not about the length. It's just about the quality, and I think the game's gonna be fantastic.
Same.
Yep.
All right.
So what else?
So the next thing I want to just briefly go over, because I think I don't know if a lot of us play it, but I'm curious about this. They did have a VR highlight reel, right?
Yeah, I saw
Now,
that.
the reason why I want to bring this up is because since launch, VR has sold 4.2 million units. Okay, since launch. Since 2016, I believe they launched.
Wow.
So right now, PlayStation is sitting at 100 million units sold. Now you can see why that's a nice little, that's not a huge chunk, but that's a nice 4 million units for VR.
Right.
Now, the reason why I bring this up, VR right now is at a retail price at Walmart at about $250. Right?
Right.
And the PlayStation Pro, or the PlayStation cost right now, I think is at $400 for a Pro.
Right.
1 terabyte Pro,
Right.
roughly. So if you look at the cost and if you look at the support, are you guys into VR at all, or is this something that you guys kind of glossed over?
I'm into VR, but I just haven't been able to justify the cost of the PSVR. I love to game, but obviously my gaming time has trickled down to like a weekend warrior now. So so like I feel like if I get I feel like if I get a PSVR, it'll be great for the first couple of weekends or whatever, but I feel like it'll just collect dust. And then I honestly feel like it might turn into the PS Vita, where it might stop getting support from PlayStation, because PlayStation is known for, hey, if it doesn't work, stop supporting it. We've seen that with the PlayStation Move, but I've seen PSVR get support every year. It seems like they're getting another big game attached to it. We got Doom VR, Fallout VR. Like, we're seeing big games get at least a
Resident Evil VR.
Resident Evil. That's the one game that would make me want to play.
That's the only reason I would get
Gran Turismo VR. What's the Jet game that Boost is always playing?
Ace Combat.
Ace Combat VR. So they're giving a lot of support to the VR.
You don't have to say VR after every game. We're talking about the VR.
Oh shit! God damn! All right. but if I see it go on sale, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but if it does go on sale, around the end of the this console cycle, I might just pick it up.
Black Friday.
I might just pick up a VR. If I end up
Here's my thing on that. I know quite a few people that got the VR, and yeah, it's cool and whatnot. But then there's this other VR called the Oculus.
Oh, that's a different beast.
It's just, I understand that, but that's just taking over. Almost everyone that I know who bought the VR put that shit in the closet and went and bought an Oculus. So it's like, granted, because that's for the PC, right? Because I don't do PC.
Yeah, that's PC.
So they have PCs. So for me, if I were to do it, it'd be obviously just a PlayStation VR, and I know not everyone has both. But if I know there's something out there more superior to it, granted it's for a different platform, it's like, do I really want to spend that money? And then I also don't like spending the money on the same game twice. So, like, I already beat Resident Evil, although I would love to play that game on the VR. I can't see myself paying another $65 for a game I already beat.
Okay, so now, counterpoint to that, the Oculus Quest, which released, I think, earlier this year, is only $200, and all you need is the headset. You don't need a PC.
Yeah, that's a standalone. Yeah, that's a standalone.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen reviews on that.
Yeah,
listen, guys, I'm sorry. My brain does not comprehend spending money on anything other than guns.
Oh my god!
If you add 3 numbers to anything, it better be a gun, bro. Like, that's the only way my brain is processing spending 3 figures on anything.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Noted.
I'm a gun fanatic, and when it comes to spending 3 figures, I'm like, oh, I buy a gun, bro. Like, let's get a new gun, babe.
I just started another bounty, and I just ran into AJ all naked on his freaking horse.
Oh
I am
my
not
God.
naked. My guy has pants on.
Yo, he was running straight, but the freaking the waypoint was going straight. But you know I like to cut, so I turned left to go towards the X. I ran right into him.
Wow.
It was funny.
So all right.
So yeah, I just wanted to kind of just gloss over that. They usually throw it in there. They give you a couple of games, and I think it's I'm not going to say it's easy, but I think the support. I mean, 4.2 million users. That's a good chunk,
Right.
considering it's almost the cost of a system. I think that's significant, and I appreciate that. Me personally, I'm going to wait. Till it gets better, till the resolution gets better, and they get rid of the wires, which that's gonna happen soon. And then I'll jump in. But for now, I appreciate the support. I don't think it's gonna go away. I think that's a good base, and I think eventually it's gonna grow. So that's pretty much my thoughts on that.
I think it will be all ironed out by PlayStation 6, where VR will be.
PlayStation 6.
I think on PlayStation 5 we'll get a much better VR experience. But by
Definitely.
PlayStation 6, if we get a
How are
PlayStation
you
6,
2 consoles ahead of the
Yeah, I
current
know,
generation?
right? How do you even know there's gonna be a 6? All
Stop
the fingers
it.
are pointing towards a 5 is the last one.
That's a
Like-
whole other podcast.
that's a whole nother
Yeah,
podcast.
man. Trav, stop
I'm
jumping
just saying.
podcasts, bro. What the
About
heck?
the PlayStation,
bro?
yeah, that's
Stop it.
So you're
it's okay though.
well, you don't think the
No,
life cycle
don't
of
start,
the PlayStation
don't
5 is going to
start
be
that
short?
conversation.
All right,
Travis,
okay.
stop it. I will pull out your full name if you want me to. You better stop.
Ooh.
I know the whole name.
All right, let's
Damn.
continue.
Yeah.
So the next thing they I don't know if you guys are into. I'm just gonna bring it up. I wasn't.
Alright.
I skipped it. I fast forward. Was the indie games? You guys
Yes,
into that?
no,
Scared?
not into it.
Not
I
into
like
it?
I'm
indie-
not
I
a
like-
huge fan. I've played
yeah.
a couple of indie games, but
Same here. I'll get them when they're
Okay.
when they're PlayStation Plus free. I'll pick them up, give them a try.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I mean, I'm not nothing against them. I think they're great. I think it's good to have options.
Yes.
For people who don't
Personally.
know truly what indie games are, you have a couple of titles just for
Well, right now they introduced the medieval. What was it? Humanity was
yeah.
one of them. Humanity was one of them. They did.
looks trash.
Yeah,
You
Arise.
can't say that, Trav.
Wow, that was pretty harsh.
Exactly. You can't just say, "Oh, that's trash." Stop. Rewind. That is a game that you are not okay with playing. You,
All right.
you prefer a different type of game.
Right, same here. Same. I agree.
So I
It's
think
not the same here, bro. I was saying it for you, okay?
I think
Okay.
the big indie game as far as coverage was Arise, which is that looks like that Viking game of that dad that's running around and jumping. It's a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like one of the main ones. Arise, a simple story.
Right.
It was, it was a company called Piccolo Studio, and they kind of focused on that a little bit. That one had the longest reel, so I just
Okay.
thought I want to bring that up real quick. Like I said, I'm not into many indie games, but of course, there are plenty of people that do, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I know quite a few people that play almost exclusively indie games.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So rounding out what we really wanted to see at the State of Play was Last of Us 2.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
So they had
That's my
a
joint.
trailer. Yeah, they had a trailer. They had a release date. They had a nice little reel. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on what they showed at the State of Play.
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
No.
Number one, I've never played part one. Okay, so let's just throw that out there. Never played part one.
But he has no
But-
say in this.
Yes, exactly. My opinion is kind of irrelevant, but I do have to say I watched the gameplay for part two, and listen, I might, like Red Dead, I didn't play part one, but I love part two. Last of Us might be that, that game that I didn't play part one, but I'm in love with part two.
Uh huh.
Like, cause
Well.
the trailer for that shit, yo, I was like,
Went
what?
hard.
And then I heard it was third person, and I was like, oh yeah, it's going down.
AJ,
Well, your
what
big
if I?
chance to catch up is
I was
next
gonna
month
say
because
next,
it's free game.
not even next month. In 2 days, this
Oh, 2
Tuesday.
days. Yeah, you're right. God, oh my God.
Wow.
That's
what
right.
happens
Last of Us 1 remastered is free for PlayStation Plus users, my guy.
Oh, didn't we get that last year though?
No, we did not.
Oh,
No, we
Are
got.
you
I think
sure?
we got left behind. That's what we got.
Oh, left. Okay. Maybe that was
yeah,
it.
yeah. I will be downloading that. That is a
Same
game
here.
I could play numerous times. I love that game. We had I don't think we did a list, but I think we talked about best all #1 games that we played, and I'll say right now, for all PlayStation consoles combined, my most favorite game played was The Last of Us.
Wow.
Nice.
From just the story to the visuals, just everything. I'm telling you, when that game drops, because it drops, I think February something, 2020.
February 21st. February 21st.
First quarter. Jesus
I'll say it right now,
Christ.
guarantee game of the year. For whatever it is,
Whoa.
I guarantee
Whoa.
it. I guarantee it.
Whoa.
That game is winning. Game. There ain't gonna be no game that comes out that's gonna beat it. I don't
Cyberpunk
care.
2077.
Let's bet right now.
I
bet
bet
right now.
lunch. I bet lunch.
Let's go. I bet lunch right
Yeah.
now. That as long as they're in the
Cyberpunk
same year,
2077.
as long as they're in the same year for awards, because I don't know exactly like how the years go to
It will be the same
required.
because quality. I said quarter 1 of next year will both have Cyberpunk and Last of Us Part 2. So
All right.
they will be
Well,
literally months
it's
apart.
A bet.
They'll be 3
It's a
months,
bet.
4 months apart from each other.
If Last of Us wins Game of the Year, you're buying me lunch, and
Same here.
if it's Cyberpunk, I'll buy
But
you
wait,
lunch.
wait. If
Yeah.
neither of them win Game of the Year, both y'all
Then-
buying me
then-
lunch.
No,
Both y'all buying
then
me
you're
lunch.
then you're buying both of us lunch.
Shit.
Nah, what? Yeah, if both of y'all games hit Game of the Year, I'll buy both of y'all lunch.
Are we talking about Game of the Year at the annual game awards that normally come come
Whatever
out?
is the biggest prestiged award given out,
Okay. All right.
they're getting
Wow.
Oh.
it. I
Yeah,
don't
there's a few-
I don't
there's a
see
few.
anything touching. I don't see anything touching it.
There's a few
mean-
out there. You know, we got the regular online outlets that have their game of the year, and then you have the
Nah.
video game awards, which
The
is
Video
main
Game
one.
Awards, that's the one that I'm talking about. That one. The one that they have the actual
Video
ceremony.
you can't have no PC shit in there. It's
Yeah.
for console #1 game of the year is gonna be The Last of Us.
Cyberpunk.
Last
don't
year was
know.
God of War.
I don't know. Yeah, and I called it when God of War came out. I said that's gonna be game of the year. People call me stupid. What happened? What happened? Come on, man.
Now,
Top
don't
three
think-
games. Top 3 games all
Just-
time for me.
just-
Uncharted, Last of Us, and God of War. Boom.
you know,
all
see,
3 of them.
PlayStation 4, now, just to give people a, how I feel about the game. I went from Xbox 360 to PlayStation 4.
Ooh.
So, so I didn't play any PlayStation 3 games or PlayStation 2 games. So when Last of Us, remaster came out on PlayStation 4, I went ahead and picked it up and gave it a try. And I'm not gonna lie, the visuals was good, the story was engaging, but it got to a part where I just felt like it was too difficult for no reason. So I ended up.
He's not a gamer.
So
Oh
basically,
my
you
God.
said it
He
was
got
too
killed
hard
by
for
the
you.
first clicker and went, well, I gotta sneak around, so I can't
It
play
was-
this game.
It was too hard for him, so he gave it up. Is that what he's saying?
I'm not a big stealth guy.
Oh,
and,
shit.
and that's what happened. But now that the game is free coming out next week, I definitely do plan on re-downloading it and starting over from scratch and completing that game.
Now that you have people that will play the game with you, is that
it's
what
not
you're
it's not a
saying?
multiplayer
Now that-
game.
Oh
No, it's one. Well, they do. No, that's not true. There is a multiplayer version. There is multiplayer on that game.
Oh, okay.
You
Right.
play-
Last of
it's
Us
a lot
1,
like
there
this.
is multiplayer.
Yeah. It's a lot like this player versus player, like TDM type shit. And what's cool about it though is, just like you do in the campaign, you actually have to craft your stuff. You can craft stuff on the fly.
Oh,
So
okay.
like if you're in a situation, you're like, yo, I need a Molotov cocktail. You can actually, if you have the right, like the jar, the the fabric and the fuel, you could actually create a Molotov cocktail on the fly. If you want to make a nail bomb, if you want to make a baseball bat with nails, or you can create it. Well, in the multiplayer itself, you could actually do that too.
Wow.
Well, if
That's
you're hiding
different.
behind something and you see a player coming at you, you can craft a bomb right there, throw that shit at them. Which was actually a cool concept, but I can't seem to play third-person multiplayer game like online.
I'm horrible
like
at it.
TDM type shit, like Call of Duty type.
Competitive, yeah.
I can't do that third person. I can play the games third person, but when it comes to competitive multiplayer, I just can't do it. So I didn't get into it.
Right. But all I'm gonna say is that.
I was really into it.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say something that was probably gonna piss people off. But go ahead, Lex. I want to hear your.
No, go ahead.
take.
Piss us off. Piss us off.
I was gonna say, you know what game, but I did beat that I did really enjoy that I played multiple times on PS4.
Lord.
Uncharted, man. That game.
Oh, why would that piss people off? I said it's part of my top 3.
No,
Yeah,
that would be
fantastic
that would be my number 1 PlayStation game to me, to date.
Okay.
Ooh, I ain't got no mad at that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
I ain't mad at that
that's
at
one of the
all.
crown jewels. That's Naughty Dog.
You
And
know,
that's Naughty
so-
Dog, same people that make The Last
Same
of
people,
Us. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. They know what they're doing over there.
You know, I'm a
they
big
don't put it
Indi-
out unless it's good.
you know, I'm a big Indiana Jones fan, so it's like that's like my Indiana Jones kind of game. But you know,
What are the three biggest games, which I think are only the biggest games that they've put out? What's the other game besides those 2 that Naughty Dog put out?
Spider-Man?
Huge
Was
hit.
that
Crash
Spider-Man?
Bandicoot.
Crash fucking Bandicoot. They only put out good games. Come on.
Who did Spider-Man?
Insomniac.
I don't know.
Okay,
yeah,
I always
yes,
get them
yes.
confused. Okay, Naughty Dog
Yeah,
and them
they
because
did.
they got
They also did a very underrated game for the other guys called Sunset.
not underrated. That's a good game. That's a game.
That's a good game.
That's
No, it's
a
a great
system. That was a system seller. That was a launch title system seller. That was a good one.
It's a fantastic game.
And it might
but,
end
you
up on
know,
PlayStation since Sony acquired them, right?
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did.
So if they
And,
do a sequel to that game, it might be on PlayStation only.
Trav, are you
Yep.
jumping ahead? Are you jumping ahead again? Like
Oh,
you
my
cannot talk
God.
about the future, sir.
We're talking about current
Anyways.
news that's already out.
By
Yeah,
the way, I got
just
kicked.
wanted.
I got kicked
just
from a
wanted to
server. So
All right,
yeah.
I just wanted to go over like some of the things that I saw in The Last of Us 2 really quick. Before
yeah, go ahead,
we move
Lex.
on.
Ellie.
I love the trailer. I think it feels like the camera was pulled in a little closer, a little bit more immersive.
Yeah.
I think they gave away a major spoiler. Maybe they're trying to use some misdirection. Where Dina, that's Ellie's girlfriend,
Yeah.
where it looks like she
Yeah.
gets captured and shot, or somebody gets shot, and she's saying no or
I
something.
think it's her. As of right now, my feeling is she got shot.
Okay, check this out. There's a very interesting theory, which, if this happens, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
One of the main theories that I've been following is that Joel, in the game, is a manifestation in her head that Joel was the one that died.
Wow.
And he's just kind of popping up a la Joker.
like Joker
in
in Arkham. Yeah. That,
Oh shit.
Arkham. Yeah,
That's
so
a good-
That's a very interesting theory. Very interesting theory.
Damn,
so
look
I don't
at
know.
look at Lex with the hot takes.
Cause you guys,
Damn.
man.
I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one, but it sucks
Lex
if
giving
it's
us
true.
the-
Yeah, if it's true, I'd be kind of disappointed because everybody's already kind of figured it out, and I want to expect it. So I hope we're wrong. But I think that's very cool that somebody kind of came up with that.
Yeah, because they haven't done that
You
in the
know,
game.
That's kind of my theory. I kind of want to get a U-turn here. I know we're talking about video games, but I know a lot of people watch The Walking Dead, and it's been a huge show for a very long time. And for the longest time, I've always had this theory that Rick is actually in his coma still, dreaming that all this stuff is happening, and they're gonna end the
No, that
show
would be-
with him waking up
that
back
would
in
be
the
fantastic.
freaking hospital.
That would
and
be
that would be
fantastic.
trash.
That would be
See,
trash.
and there you go, right there, right
It kinda
there.
would be
two
trash.
people. One people said it'd be awesome. The other person said it'd be
But,
trash.
but I think I
That's-
like it. I think I like it. I like
it's-
that.
And
Dude, that
I don't think I would, because I don't like stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
that
I've
would
said
be
this
an
to a couple
easy
people.
out.
What's that movie? What's that movie with Bill Bruce Willis. I see dead people.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth
Yeah,
Sense.
Sixth Sense.
I hated it. He was dead the whole time. I hate that. I felt like
No,
I wasted
that
my
was-
time. I'm watching this whole movie, and he
That was
was
a
dead
good
the whole
twist.
time.
That was a
That
good
was a great
twist.
Ah, man, that's a waste. Same thing with Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio the whole time. He was the psychotic crazy person. I can't watch stuff like that.
Or,
So
Right.
I brought that up because I think it was an interesting theory, but I kind of like that. So the other thing, we do have a release date, February 21st, and this is kind of like the last point I wanted to go over from my notes, but just piggybacking on that release date, next year, this is kind of like how I want to end these notes. Next year, I have February, March, and April and May. Okay, I'm just going to read off some release dates and some games.
Big
Just so you
boys.
see where Last of Us is and kind of what's going on. So in February, two major releases, I feel. February 11th is going to be Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is
Oh,
a big
shit.
Xbox game. Okay, and then it's going to be Last of Us 2, February 21st. And in March, we have the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then we have Watchdog, which the remake comes out March 3rd. And then we have Watchdog Legion, which comes out March 6th. So that week is going to be insane.
Right.
In April,
Yeah.
we have Cyberpunk 2077 that comes out on
Holy.
April 16th. And then in May, we have Avengers, Marvel's Avengers, that comes out in May 15th.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so February, March, April, and May are going to be each month.
Is that still
As-
quarter? Is that still first quarter? Considered first
Yes,
quarter?
up until I think it's up
I think
until
April, or
yeah.
I don't think May. Yeah, so I don't think Avengers would count.
So
for the
quarter
first
one and quarter
Yeah.
two of next year, we are getting hit like it's freaking fall, like it's holiday season.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Yeah, Death Stranding
Death
coming out
Crazy.
this year.
This year. Yep.
Yeah. Then as soon as the year starts, yeah, February we got Last of Us. In March we got Final Fantasy, and in April we have
And-
Cyberpunk.
And what is,
I don't
what is
know.
that? What does that foreshadow to you, Lex? What does that tell you, Lex?
That tells me that we are undoubtedly at the end of this console's lifespan.
Yes.
This is
Period.
it. This is it. Every time they release a new Last of Us, we're pretty much at the end. That's their pinnacle. That's their crown jewel, saying, "Hey guys, this is everything we can squeeze out of this poor system that sounds like a jet engine every time we turn it on."
You know,
Yeah.
At this point,
It's funny you say
this
that
is it.
because I just said the other day, I'm like, man, my thing's getting my PS4 Pro is getting louder
right?
week to week. The more updates this thing takes, it's just like,
Kill me.
just but you know, what do you guys think about this now? Just like you guys said that, you know, Last of Us is like the last game that they usually shut out a console with. The last game that they usually shut out consoles with, we usually get a Grand Theft Auto at the end of a cycle, and I don't think we're gonna get a Grand Theft Auto.
No. Grand Theft Auto's at the beginning of a cycle usually.
We got Grand Theft Auto 5 at the end of 360 and PS3, and then they remastered it and sent
that
it
is
out for
true.
PS4.
True.
I thought they dropped it all at the same time.
No,
No.
They sent it out.
No.
They sent it out at 3,
Nope.
and then when 4 dropped, they gave you the remastered version to upgrade to.
no.
Exactly. They sent
No.
out 3 first.
They
though.
came 3 when they sent
Yeah,
out
but
3
within
and
a
3.
couple of months, because they did that with Call of Duty Ghost.
When they
The same
Do it.
thing.
listen, when they put out
Except
when they
everybody.
put out Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3 and 360, all the major publishers was asking Rockstar, "Is this going to be coming out for the next system? Is this going to be coming out for the next systems?" Because the next systems were already announced and that they were coming out, and they kept saying, "We have no plans for that game."
Right.
Grand Theft Auto 5 did not release on the next gen until the second year of this current gen. And then people had to go back out and that's what caused me to buy that game probably 4 different times. Because if I would have known that game was coming out for PlayStation 4, I would not have bought it on my 360. I would have just waited. You know, there was no reason for me to rush. So now that we got
That's right. Because I beat it on 3, and then I'm like, why am I gonna buy it again for the 4?
right.
Yeah, it launched in 2013 for PlayStation 3, and then it launched in 2015 for the current gen systems.
That's right.
On
Exactly.
2014, it launched for PlayStation 4, and I'm sorry, on 2014, yeah, the next year they launched. But that was kind of predictable. We knew.
Yeah, we predicted
it was
that.
coming out.
It's just like right now, Cyberpunk 2077 Last of Us, I'm predicting that they're going to be on the next consoles with upgraded visuals and probably frame rates and all the whole nine. I'm pretty sure that's a given.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that Cyberpunk wasn't releasing this gen because I just think that the way it looked, I was like, what? It looks like PC. Like what?
To be honest, I think it might struggle. Like, I think that we might get the bare bones Cyberpunk 2077, and then when the new console comes out and they show us what it actually is going to look like on the new consoles, people are going to be buying that game twice. That's going to be one of those double dips because they've already announced. But it won't be they already announced that game will have multiplayer. They didn't say what kind of multiplayer, but it will be having. They are working on multiplayer for that game. But they already announced that it will not be dropping with Cyberpunk 2077. So what that tells me is that when they go to drop it for the next gen, they'll be like, "Hey, get it for next gen because you're also going to get multiplayer." And people are going to run out there to go buy it again to get the multiplayer to play with friends and everything.
Yeah, and
it's smart on their end.
Again, sorry to interrupt real quick. 2 seconds. Steel, if you don't accept the bounty request, then I'm going to start a bounty without you.
It's not letting me freaking do it again. I'm not getting your invites. I don't know why.
Alright, well, exit out of mine, start yours up. Alright, go ahead. Continue.
Okay, so kind of that's pretty much what I have for the state of play. I just kind of wanted to go over those notes. And the last thing I wanted to go over is the big news in about 2 days or a day and a half. We have Destiny Shadowkeep coming out.
Woo! Yes.
That's a big one. Big Destiny fan here. I'm sure a couple of us here that are also big Destiny fans. That is the new expansion releasing October 1st.
Yes.
For PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And I think this is the first... I believe this is probably the expansion. This is like a Destiny 2.0 or whatever. The expansion that Bungie has always wanted ever since they parted ways with Activision and went independent.
Yes.
So I think there's it's going to be like a new game, according to what we've seen so far in the previews. And I think, I love Bungie. I've been with Bungie for such a long time, and I think
Halo.
This is Halo. I think this is shout out to Halo definitely. I think this is the release that they've been waiting for, and this is going to change a lot of things. And the major thing that I see that's huge is the Destiny 2 Forsaken is going free to play. And I think that's huge.
Cross save.
That's awesome. Obviously with cross save, which has already been happening. I've been enjoying the benefits of that all month. It's been spectacular. But I think going free to play, I think is genius. You get a lot of content for Forsaken, a lot of content, like a lot. And I think once people, once it gets its hooks into people, I think they'll want to buy the expansion, which is like $34, $35.
Right.
And but what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for Shadowkeep?
I'm excited. I'm actually playing Destiny 2 as we speak, trying to get my Outbreak perfected. I'm trying to work on that quest right now. So I'm pretty much in there. I was kind of hesitant, but then lately they've been releasing more footage and more gameplay and more details on the actual DLC, and I'm pretty much sold now at this point. I'm more sold on Shadowkeep than I am sold on Call of Duty per se. Because Call of Duty I don't think I'm gonna pre-order, but I'll end up getting. Mm-hmm. But this Shadowkeep I don't want to wait. I'm in.
All right, y'all ready for my take on this?
Go ahead, man.
Here we go. I have put countless amounts of hours into Destiny. When Destiny 1 first came out, it quickly became... Okay, even before that, let me say this. For the longest time, me and my friends lived on Call of Duty, from Modern Warfare 2 up to Ghost.
Right.
Then that franchise started going downhill. Advanced Warfare was horrible. Infinite Warfare was horrible. Black Ops 3 kind of brought it back up, but not that much. So I started broadening my horizons a little bit more on putting more time into other games, because it was 90% Call of Duty, and then the other 10% was split between one or two other games. Destiny came out, and quickly took over a high percentage of my time. And I did everything on Destiny 1. If you name it for Destiny 1, I did it. I got it. I did the quest. I had the gun. I had the armor. I mean, it got to the point to where, even to this today, I think Volta Glass is by far the best raid that they ever came out with. We were able to do that practically with our eyes closed, using one hand on the controller on hard mode. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
So obviously, super high hopes going into Destiny 2. Destiny 2 comes out, and
wah, wah, wah.
I feel like no. I don't want to say wah wah wah. I'll say it took a little small step back a little bit, but not much. It really started to get repetitive. They changed a few things, not necessarily for the better or not. But I kept giving it the benefit of the doubt. A lot like Call of Duty. Every year, the Call of Duty player in me just was like, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. And every year, just let down. To the point to where, as much as I said earlier, how I feel like Call of Duty is kind of back, and this is probably the best Call of Duty that they made since Ghost. I'm not getting it at the launch. I'm waiting till Black Friday because I'm just tired of giving Activision my money. I'm kind of at that point with Destiny. It's like it just kept promising things, and then I kept saying, I'm not buying the next expansion. I'm not doing it, and then I do it. And then I play it for 2 months, and it's just like, I'm over it. No. And then here comes this expansion. Oh, but Bungie got rid of Activision. Now they can do what they want. And I'm just like, I don't want to psych myself out again and spend another $30 and give Bungie more money just to get upset. Earlier today, I jumped into Destiny because Trav was playing. I'm like, yeah, let me load this up. What happened, Trav? I was in a tower for 10 minutes, and I'm like,
and he was like, I'm over it. He said, I'm over it.
I'm already bored. You know, because it's just like, I was like, there's nothing new. It's the same shit. Oh, you want this? Well, you got to go spend 38 hours in Crucible and another 48 hours in fucking Gambit, and then you have to go from planet to planet to planet to planet just to get 2 little things, and it's just like.
But that's the looter shooter formula.
No, it's not. Okay. I put a lot of time into Borderlands, and it's not nowhere near the same amount of repetitive boringness as Destiny has become for me. I want it to be a great game because I love the visuals, I love the gameplay, I love the story, but it just hasn't given me what I wanted in a while, and I don't know if I want to spend money on it again. You know?
Okay, so let me ask you a quick question. I'm gonna throw out some games that are pretty much similar, and I just want to know if you've played them. Just say a quick yes or no. Division 2.
Yes.
Destiny 2, obviously. Borderlands 3.
I haven't played Borderlands 3 yet, but I'm also getting that on Black Friday.
Okay, so like me, you play a lot of looter shooters, and if you take into consideration the time that we put into those games, that's a lot of grinding.
Yes.
So I get it.
No, I understand the grinding. But I don't like the whole, even with Borderlands, still had a directional point to go. You know, it's like, all right, we're going here. Yes, okay, you want to do this side mission, you want to do that side mission, you want to do this. Okay, that's understandable. You go, you kill shit, it drops stuff, you do it. What I got bored with was, okay, well now, if you really want to do this to your weapons or your armor, you have to spend 2 hours grinding to look for these stupid little elements and open up these chests just so you can fuse stuff. It's like, they went too far with the grinding. Way too far. You need shards, and then you need glimmer, and then you need the what are the golden things? I forgot, it's been a while.
There's a lot of things that changed with the consumables
they just made it too much grinding, and then you got to play the same 5 strikes 20 times. You know, it's like I like doing different stuff. You know, I understand the grind. I'm okay with the grind, but after going through 2.5 games of the same thing at some time, it's like, even Division. We played Division hard when it first came out, and then what happened? We got to a point where we got everything, and we're like, well, let's just wait for the new DLC.
Yep.
Right.
And that's how it is. It's like,
and then the new DLCs come out.
To Division now? Division is no longer on my system because it became boring as hell.
Damn, you deleted it? I didn't delete it.
I haven't deleted it because episode 2 coming out in October too. So I'm waiting to go to the Pentagon, see what that's all about.
If they take too long, bro, I stop playing it. I mean, I'll go back to it once everyone else picks it back up. But if a game takes too long to catch my attention, just like Red Dead, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say just like Red Dead
to catch my attention.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning when it first came out, it was banging, bro. It was fun as fuck. But then it got stale after a couple months, and there's nothing to do.
I think nobody has really been able to do not a correct, but a real justifiable good end game. And I think it's because the console's limitations. So when people have end games like World of Warcraft on PC and other big games like that, we can't get those kind of games on the consoles just because of the limitations of the console. So when these developers are making end games, for Destiny or Divisions, they're pretty much limited on what they can do. They can't just have 30 strikes that you can do. They can't have, it's just not capable. So sometimes the things that we do be like, yeah, it's getting boring, but hey, they can't just push out all this stuff all at once. That's why you get the little DLCs every 4 months, after you done deleted the game off your hard drive or whatever.
Okay, I mean, here's a thought on that. Like, all great points. Here's a thought on that. Here's one game which has steadily become one of my top 5 games of all time, and I'll tell you why. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now,
yes.
I'll tell you
and
what this has
Assassin's
to
Creed
do.
Odyssey is the one that stopped me from playing the damn franchise. Because it's not Assassin's Creed anymore.
Right.
I shouldn't have to go and farm shit just to make myself level 8 just to play the next mission. I mean, that's not Assassin's Creed. That's what I'm saying. Too much change is not good. God of War went to an RPG-based game, but they didn't go too deep. That's why I loved it so much. They gave you a little bit of taste for a little bit of change, but they still kept it the way it was, the way it's meant to be.
Now, the reason I bring up Odyssey real quick, just to wrap up on this portion, it's pretty much Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's the formula. I think Assassin's Creed had to change. I think Assassin's Creed has had plenty of time with that particular formula. The reason why I really appreciate Odyssey is because it feels like a games as a service. For example, you've played it, so you know this, but I just want to bring this up, is that there are different missions each month or whatever. They bring up like a mythical creature or something. They rise a level cap. They kind of give little objectives, and then they have missions that players create that you can do. So I think that is what keeps me going back to Odyssey. I love the story. I have something with Greek mythology, so that's kind of personal for me. But I think, going back to it, it's very difficult for these games to keep our attention. It's you're paying $60 for the base game, and then you got some DLC coming in, all the expansions, and this is relatively a new market for consoles.
Yes.
Consoles don't really have those games that fall into the MMO category, and I've never played these types of games before until Destiny. So I understand the grinding fatigue and things like that. I have days where I can't stand the game, and then I have days where, oh my God, this is the greatest game I've ever played. But the point is that I go back and then I play. And when I have those good moments, I remember those moments more than I do the bad ones. Playing with friends, doing the party chats, doing the strikes, doing the raids, doing patrols. I just think that's what makes that. Obviously, the shooting mechanics are flawless. I love. That's one of the things that keeps me going back as well. The gameplay is so simple to pick up and just play. You just remember that one control scheme, and you're good. So that's kind of like why I wanted to bring Odyssey up, because I think eventually, what this expansion is going to do, I think is going to lean more towards that, because obviously they're focusing a lot on seasons, and things like that. Not just the expansion, but seasons, and they're trickling out these little updates, these little seasonal updates. And I like that. Ultimately, yeah, man, there's a lot of looter shooters out there. There's a lot of stuff that we play. Yeah, we're gonna get bored once in a while, and that's what happens. Just step back, take a break. Hopefully they come back with some new content and we jump back in. I play all those games too, Borderlands, Division 2, Destiny 2, but I just think now with Shadowkeep that Bungie is really trying to let us know that, hey guys, we've listened. This is like what the plan is moving forward, and that's why I want to support them and I want to give them a shot.
I honestly think this is their last chance, to be honest.
Yeah, they know it
If I
too.
want them getting it, this is the extremely last chance. If I do get it, and it's the same shit, when what was that first DLC that came out for 2? The Armory was it?
No, for 2 it was oh no, the Black Armory was like the 3rd one.
Okay, well, when Black Armory came out, I jumped in there. I played that shit for like 10 minutes, and then she's like, "Oh, go
the
to the
was
tower
Curse
and
of
talk to
Osiris.
this person." Okay, Osiris, and it was the War Mine. Yeah, I played those. Those were good. But then the Armory came, and they're like, "Oh, go talk to this person at the tower, and then go to Earth and do this, and then you go do that." And they're like, "All right, now go talk to this person on Io, and then go talk to this person." I'm like, "Yo, why can't you just freaking let me?" Give me a quest already. Let me go shoot some shit. Why do I gotta go through all this loading crap just to hear all this talking for me to start something? You know, it's
yeah,
like
Black Armory was odd for me. Oh, Curse of Osiris, I didn't like at all.
Trash.
To elaborate a little bit on what you said was with the whole playing with the friends. I think that's what another aspect that started to kill it for me was more people I played with was getting more and more over the game themselves. And so I had less and less people to play with.
Same.
And I can't play that game right now, at least by myself.
Same.
You know. So I mean, knowing that you Lex are getting it and Trav is getting it, you know, and I do have a couple other people that still play Destiny pretty good.
I have one person in my clan left. Shout out to Mooch.
The clan that I'm in still has a good 15 people that religiously
Actively?
play Destiny.
Okay.
It's crazy. Yeah, but I just, as long as I have people to play with, I'm willing to see what it's about. Because like I said, I do love the game. Like you said, the shooting, the different types of guns. I got my favorite guns, my favorite armor. I love doing the raids, getting in there with a group of people and figuring things out and just doing the raids together. That feel of accomplishment when you pass each section. You know, it's like you finally get that last shot and you see him die. You're like, oh yeah, you know, it gives you a lot of emotions when you're playing, and I think that's great. But it's just, I think they went a little bit too far with having the grinding aspect. You know, like I said, I'm all for grinding and it's good, but it's just sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, it's something
a little too
term
much.
I came up with it's called respecting my time. That's a term that I kind of always go back to when playing these games. When I boot the system and when I play this game, is it respecting my time? Am I getting something out of it? Am I accomplishing something? Or am I just stuck in the same level? Am I grinding way too much? You know, so I get it. But anyways, I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to bring up about Shadowkeep. You know,
we got a couple days to see.
So I've already pre-ordered. I'm committed. So I'm eager to see what Bungie's going to do. We're going back to the moon. I think that's a good sign. I think that's one of those things that they're like, hey guys, we remember that first time you went to the moon, how cool that was.
Yeah, I'm ready for them to.
Well, that's it.
Take the drive.
That's all I got, guys.
Hey man, I think that was another episode, man. PS and BS.
We cutting it off. We're cutting it off. All right,
let's
do it.
Hold on. I mean, does anybody else have anything else to say? Any more comments on the?
I have one comment. Only one comment.
Go ahead.
Fuck first person, third person all day.
That was like 3 episodes ago.
He still heard about that. He still heard about that. But hey man, thank you Lex for stopping by, man. Make sure this is not. Hey, I hope it's not a one and done with Lex stopping by. You know,
no, I hope not either.
You know,
he might have to become a regular. Shit.
Shit for real.
If Biggs keep clowning.
Shots fired.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Hey Lex, do you want to shout out? Do you want to shout out your socials?
Yeah. Give us all your tags or whatever you want. Instagram, Facebook,
I'm on
Twitter
at GeekyLeak77 on Twitter.
Spell that out, sir.
Yeah.
GEEK and the word elite, ELITE 77. GeekyLeak77.
Oh, see, I thought you said geeky leak. Like
No,
yeah.
separate, like geeky. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
that
it's
was
all
like
one
geek.
word. Geek.
Elite.
Okay, okay.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My Instagram's a little different, but that Twitter handle right there, that's where you guys can find a lot of my gaming stuff.
All
You know, a
right.
lot of movies, a lot of things like that, and that's pretty much it, guys.
Hey, man, that was
Alright.
another episode. PS and BS, man. We're signing
it.
out, man. Another week, man.
We out, Rod.
Now. I'll tell you in a second.
At least a good close to 45.
How do I
Cool.